In today's video, we'll show how ServiceNow licenses can be managed from Flexera's SaaS management platform. ServiceNow relies heavily on the browser extension and the API, so hopefully at this point you will have configured both of them. To get started, you will need to have the agent deployed, which will then push out the browser extension to Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Microsoft Edge, and Apple Mozilla. Subsequently, we will then connect the API, which will pull in the entitlement data for what you have purchased in terms of subscriptions. To ensure full coverage of your ServiceNow estate, it's important to have both the browser extension as well as the ServiceNow connector configured. The browser extension can be installed using the agent, which will then push out the browser extension automatically to the endpoints. And subsequently, you can also configure the ServiceNow connector. You can visit this link here, which will guide you through the ServiceNow prerequisites in terms of user admin rights, the procedures here, creating an admin account, receiving your instance credentials, creating an application registry, generating a refresh token, and just remember to save all these details down. Next, you need to go into the Snow Atlas instance, go to SaaS, Add Connector, ServiceNow Add Connector. You can name the connector, input the instance, client ID, client secret, and the refresh token, set the schedule, and hit save. If at any point in time you need help, go over here to the help icon, click, and this will bring you to the documentation page. After configuring the ServiceNow connector, we can come back here, go to the SaaS icon, click there, and if we go to applications, we can see all the individual applications that have been pulled in from both the connector and also detected using the browser extension. So depending on how the application was accessed, you can either see it from here, cloud icon, meaning we've put it in from the API. And if we go to the next page, we can see certain instances of browser activity here, browser verified. Now you might also notice another icon here. This is for CASB. This is if we configure the Microsoft Defender connector, which will then give us even more accuracy of coverage of when people have used certain applications. Over here, this will give us an overview of the ServiceNow app itself, including the key indicators, monthly spend, total number of subscriptions we have pulled in, subscription types, number of active users, and unassigned subscriptions. Now, because we've also configured the subscription details in here, we put in the costs as well as the dates. We will be able to see on the overview page whether there are subscriptions that are expiring or other recommendations for optimizations here. In this case, there are multiple subscriptions, so users who have been assigned more than one subscription that entitles them to this application. In other words, double or triple subscribing for a single user. And this represents over 3 million euros worth of potential savings that can be achieved. If we come over here to the subscription tab and we load in for ServiceNow, we can see all the subscriptions that we have put in from the API. We go to the subscription family view. These are the 7 subscriptions which we are pulling in. And we can see there's ones for Agile Team, Integration Pool, Service Management. And if we scroll here, we can see the number that was purchased, assigned, unassigned, activity level, and the utilization. When it comes to optimizing your ServiceNow costs, it's very helpful to go over here to the Insights tab. We can see some general insights over here. In this case, subscriptions that have been purchased but not assigned to any user. This is close to half a million euros in potential savings. Or if we want, we can click on the individual applications here and get the recommendations here. It might be also useful to look at the last used and configure the threshold for activity within the details page. For a larger overview of all the SaaS spend, we can always come back to the Home tab and you can see subscriptions. You can see all the subscriptions we are pulling in, total monthly cost for all SaaS applications, potential savings, and SaaS subscriptions that are going to expire in the next 60 days. According to the legend here, we have a big ServiceNow spend, which is going to be due in the next few months. So you might want to focus on studying the data there provided by the platform in preparation for your next renewal. Now that you've understood how Flexera SaaS management helps to visualize the cost of ServiceNow subscriptions, do remember to configure the connector as well as push out the agents to all your endpoints. This will ensure you have broad and deep coverage of what people are using in the organization.